give me that. Alright. First shot of the film. Yay! No, it's a new feature of FX5.
Ah, the drone feature.
What's up everybody, this is AdamChill and I was lucky enough to be testing this new camera from Sony FX5 before the official release. And it's amazing, it's incredible. There is a little bit of things that I don't like about it, but there's a ton of things I love about it. And I think it's the greatest little camera that exists. So what a better way to test a camera than to shoot a film with it. So we did that, and if you wanna know what I like about it, if you wanna know what I don't like about it, stay till the end, because it's gonna be a little bit of BTS of shooting the film, and it's gonna be a little bit of me talking here to you about the specs and stuff. So yeah, stay till the end because it's gonna be interesting. Okay everybody, this is the new Sony camera and we call it the Cobra, so no one knows what the camera actually name is. Okay, so we're gonna be shooting in 3x2 open gate 5K with this funky raw profile. We use this one because it's the lightest. And this is extremely funny because film is about gathering your friends to do something cool. And for me, gathering my friends to shoot this film was like a freaking puzzle. And I'm extremely grateful for my friends, and I wish everyone friends like this, because they had to postpone absolutely everything to go for the 2 or 3 days with me to Mazuria in Poland and to shoot this film. So the final version of the film is me going through this hard time of not being able to collect my friends and go for the vacation to the summer house, which we discussed previously and blah blah blah, and we were set to go for this particular day. And I am late, but I am ready, and I'm just on the phone and they are telling me that we can't go. And then, because how the structure of the film flows, then I'm in the car and I meet these hitchhikers and I eventually pick them up. And then they listen to me complaining about stuff and they are like, okay, we can fix that. Maybe we can fix that. And then something happens and then all the cool thing happens and then there is a twist in the end. So I recommend you go watch it.
Yay! No babu.
So we are doing a top shot. Alright, so I'll just first go like about everything that's around the camera and the battery and stuff, and then I'll jump inside of the camera. So the first thing is the viewfinder, which is really cool. I use it a lot with all my cameras I shoot. I always use the viewfinder, and this one is extremely good. The quality, the brightness, the sharpness, the 10-bit color inside, extremely good. It's removable, it's an additional cost, so you don't have to buy it, but the only minus is that if you want to shoot audio and with shotgun mic or the handle or something, actually there is V2 handle for this camera. The V1 handle doesn't work with this one because they position the screws differently, which is kind of weird, but you have to buy the new one if you wanna be working with the handle with this camera. So the only thing I don't like is that if you want to use this one, the hot shoe, you need to remove the viewfinder. So there is no way to kind of make it work together. I guess some third-party companies will make adapters to have the viewfinder and the microphone together, but for now it's not available, so I have to choose. The second thing is the big screen. It's 3.5 inches 16:9 screen, which is really good. It's extremely bright, it's multi-angle kind of stuff, so you can finally also do just this. You don't have to be having your screen here to tilt it up. You can have it here, which is extremely helpful for me, because on a gimbal or with a strap around your neck and stuff, the screen on the side always kind of fights with you, or the screen fights with your hand, especially if it's this big, because it's way bigger than the previous screens. So yeah, I love it. So we have also 7 screws around the camera, which is extremely helpful for rigging stuff to your camera. We have parts here, we have standard HDMI, the big one. We have the Ethernet port for some reason, which I don't like, because I think we have these ports open to the weather and stuff, the rain. If there was no Ethernet, we would have these guys covered. So I don't like it, because if you don't use it, you have to always kind of cover it, because if there is a little bit of rain or moisture or something, it's gonna get inside and these will get damaged, and probably your motherboard will get damaged, because this is how it works. But what I like about it is that we have two USB-C ports. Yeah, tally lamps around the camera. We have them here and everywhere, so you can be sure you are shooting or you are not shooting. We have bigger batteries than the previous ones. They are slightly bigger, like 30%. I mean, it's not slightly, it's 30% bigger, so it's really good. It powers the cooling system and everything, so that's a plus. Inside of this camera there is this Cine Alta type of menu, so we have things on the outside like clips, like back and stuff, and we have, for example, false colors here, dedicated button for it. And now I want you to have a look at this. I'll just wipe the screen a little bit because it's kind of dirty, and tell me, what do you see or what you don't see? Because what you don't see here is a dial. We used to have a nice little dial here, so to go left, right, up and down, and now we don't have it. So how do we go through menu and confirm our choices? It's this thing. So it takes like 15 minutes to get used to it, because you have to kind of, I operate it with 2 fingers, so I go like this and I go left, right, because it's different type menu, so you don't really need up and down, you go left, right, and you click with this one. The only con is that I need to kind of position my hands on the grip like this, which is not that comfortable, and you definitely need both hands for it. But yeah, so I use it like that, and I go through my menu like this, and I confirm with this finger. Okay, so we've been talking about the outsides of the camera. Let's go inside of the camera, and let's start with something that everyone was waiting for. So the ND filters that are not here, internal ND filters, I guess, are reserved for the FX6 and above, so there is no ND filters on this camera. But we have the all new 16.6 megapixels sensor, which is pretty cool. And the next thing is the RAW files. And the RAW files are not just like any other RAW files from, I don't know, Nikon or any other brands that are 12-bit. They are 16-bit RAW files, which is crazy, because the amount of information you have for the post-production is absolutely mind-blowing. We have 3 different RAW files. We have the LT, straight from the Venice, and we have C1 and C2, which were created just for this specific camera. The C1 and C2 RAW files are lighter. They don't weigh as much as the LT, and the C2 is the lightest one, and I shot my film with a C2 because, of course, not everyone can afford shooting in RAW. It takes a lot of space. Okay, so finally we have the open gate. It's 3x2. We can shoot up to 120 frames per second in open gate RAW files in the version 2 of the software. So far we have only the V1, which shoots up to 50-60 frames per second RAW open gate files internally, which is crazy. V2 version of the software will give us the higher frame rates for the raw recording and the open gate and blah blah blah, and also will give us the open gate available for the XAVCS and all these other formats. Now it's only reserved for the raw recording. Next thing is ISO. We have triple base ISO, we have 800, we have 4000, and we have 12,800, which is really cool. We have also dual gain ISO. Basically it saves more information in the shadows, but there is like a lot of limitations and stuff you have to consider before turning on this option. So for me, I didn't really go that deep, because it's not worth it for me. If there is so many limitations, I just don't use it. Stabilization is wild on this camera. I would say that the standard stabilization with this is almost as good as active stabilization on FX3 or A7S III, so it's extremely efficient and good, and doesn't crop at all, because this is just the mechanical stabilization of the sensor. The active stabilization, to be honest, I didn't test it, because I shot only open gate with it, and with the open gate, of course, because you're using the whole sensor, you don't have the option to crop a little bit because you're using the whole sensor. So I never used the active stabilization. No idea how it works, but I guess it's great. And there is also the active stabilization, the dynamic one, which crops even more in, but you get, you know, almost kind of tripod shots from moving objects. So there is no global shutter on this camera. There is only rolling shutter, but it's very very subtle, very tiny. You barely can notice it. So it's a minus, but it's not that big of a minus. It's kind of a plus, but it's a minus. In terms of audio, we have 32 float beat audio internally, but with this one. You have to be shooting with this one to save the 32 bits. If you are shooting with your shotgun mic or anything else, you don't have this. We have the better connection wireless. We have 6 GHz, which is cool. I used this with the monitoring control application and it never cut the signal, so that's great. We have even faster autofocus with option to detect eyes or birds or animals and have priorities set for either of these. We have internal LUTs option, so you can put your LUTs in the camera and see how the LUTs will look with your footage you are shooting. We have all the monitoring options for your exposure, like false colors, waveform, vector scope, focus map, histogram, of course, zebra, and peaking. And we have also 5 variants of desk squeeze. In FX3 I think there were 4, now we have 5, which is pretty cool if you are shooting anamorphic. Okay, so this is the thing with the ergonomics of this camera. So I usually hold my cameras, of course, like this, and I like to have my magnifier here because I shoot a lot with the manual focus lenses. So I like to click the magnifier, bam bam bam, make sure my focus is on, and then hit record, or just check the magnifier, you know, during the shooting if the shot is a moving shot or something. But when I hit the magnifier here or here or here, these buttons are even less accessible for me when I have the grip like this. So if I want to click the magnifier and boom boom boom, set my focus and then hit record, look, I can't really reach this button. It's really hard for me if I have my fingers here. So I need to move 2 fingers higher. So I only hold the camera with these 2 fingers if I want to click the magnifier and then record, magnifier and record. So this is a big thing for me. That was actually the first thing I noticed when testing out this camera the first day I had it, that oh, I can't go magnifier and shoot because it's so far away and it's so hard for my fingers to move like this. So this is a big thing for me. Another thing for me, which is hard, is just working with this joystick, which as far as I experienced it, just misclicks all the time. You want to fast forward or go backwards on your clips and it just clicks, it pauses, it takes you out from the menu or something. So I don't really like that. Other than that, I really love this. So after shooting with this camera, I was a little bit frustrated because I didn't understand how things work inside of this camera, because there was no tutorials, no one told me, no one taught me how to use it. But after some time, I noticed that all the problems I was frustrated about were just the user errors. So after shooting with it for some time, I just now know that it's extremely capable. And the things that we were dreaming about 10 years ago are just here. I remember 6 years ago when A7S III and all these other cameras came out and we had 10 bits 4K slow motion, and that was crazy, and that was 6 years ago, which is like this for me. And now with this one we have 16-bit RAW internally recorded in slow motion, open gate, and 32-bit float. Basically, nowadays there are no limitations. 15 years ago when I started shooting films, we had phones that barely had option to shoot stills, and we were trying to make films with them. And now to have this, and you know, when someone buys a camera today and they are complaining about lacking something, like, oh, I wish I had RAW sub. Bro, like, what the fuck? This is actually like, this is a production house in here. There is no, like, only limitations now are in your head and in your budget. And other than that, we have absolutely everything we can dream about in our heads. Actually, this is like the iPhone of cameras. You can do anything with this. So yeah, I think that's it. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and see you in the next one.